Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Is my camera working? Oh, it is. Let's get started. In the comment section, I've been getting the question an awful lot. Cody, what's happened to you? Cody, where are you? Today, I'm going to be explaining not everything, because there's obviously some personal elements to what I'm going to say, but I'm going to keep it as broad as possible, as unidentifiable as possible, so nobody can look into this deeper. Oh my god, I'm messing up already. That's what happens when you've not filmed videos for over a year. Well, proper sit down videos anyway, potentially even 2 years. But yeah, let's just get started. So thank you to all of my loyal subscribers. I've noticed that my subscriber count has still been creeping up over the past 2 years. I recently had a beautiful baby brother born into this world 6 months ago by my mother. You can see her if you go down to some of the early videos. She's a bit intense, but there you go. And I've still got Brandon, who's now 15. He had the cutest voice ever in the earlier videos. It was so cute. And then my dad is still living where he is now, and everybody's just doing good. Everyone's fine. And I'm so sorry I'm holding a wire in my hand. We will get to why in a minute, because I've never really opened up about why I do some of the things that I've done on videos. I have not really had the answers myself, if I'm being honest. But I don't see why I should keep it in, because people need to not stigmatise this, and people should not be afraid to talk about it. So I'm so sorry if my rocking disorientates you, but please allow me to explain a bit about why I do it, because I have a lot more insight into why I do it now. So back in 2020, I started to attend a college for the visually impaired. Obviously, I'm not going to name that college, but I was there for 3 years, and I recently contracted COVID again, so I had to leave. It was great. I studied health and social care, which I got a B in. I'm so proud of myself. Well, 3 Bs. Because I had 3 different units. I did music performance, which I got a merit in, which it was a hard course. I'm very proud of myself. That's worth a C at A level. And then I did environmental sustainability, which I'm currently waiting for my results for. And my teacher has predicted me a merit, which is also going to be a C. I was a bit hard on myself when I heard that predicted grade, because I'm used to getting quite high grades. So I was quite upset, but those grades are good. So I'm trying to tell myself I did very well, and a lot was going on at the time. I had experiences at my mainstream school which we thought correlated to mental health. And again, I'm not afraid to discuss this, because I think if it could help somebody that might be experiencing similar or the same thing as me, then I'm more than happy to do that, and I would love to do that. So if you don't know this about me, I was in mainstream education until the start of my time at a residential college, and I attended this residential college for 3 years. And in mainstream education, I had the most loveliest TA ever, and she was lovely. However, my autism, which again, going to talk about later, was undetected, because again, we'll get to that later. So it was Christmas of the first year at college where we were called into a meeting, me and my mum and another member of my family. And we were called into this meeting, and the teacher basically said to them, it was Senko, because it had appeared in my care plan that I'd had 2 negative autism assessments, which wasn't true. And I was thinking, why is that there? So Senko wanted to see me, mum, and my family member about it. And I asked her, do you think I'm autistic? And I asked her quite I'd say it was direct. And she said, think about whether you want to get a referral. Me and my mum had a very in-depth discussion about, do I want to be referred for autism, or do I want to just go on with my life? Mum told me she knew from day one that I have autism, but it was never really diagnosed because, again, she didn't really know the extent of it and the extent as to if it was going to affect my life or not. So I decided, okay, I will get referred because my mental health was very, very rocky then. And I was just absolutely desperate for an answer to the question, why am I so different? Why do I struggle to make friends? Why do I struggle to socialise? Why do I do all of these inappropriate things that people always pick me up on, but why have I not learnt the social norms that other people seem to have learnt with no trouble at all, and why do I always have to concentrate in a conversation? So it was quite a slow process. There was a lot of balls that had to be rolling, Zenka had to contact all these different people to get me referred for an autism assessment. But finally, I remember sitting in the common room at college and she says to me, Cody, a speech and language therapist is coming to see you on Tuesday. And I was just thinking, oh, already? Because I was expecting it to be literally a year wait. But there was a speech and language therapist who, by the way, was an absolute angel, who was connected to the college. So she came in and I met her, I remember, after break, and we had to get all these consent forms sorted. And then the week after, the assessments started and I went down to break. I didn't know until after the assessments that she was observing me. But I was sat with a friend, and this friend, by the way, is absolutely amazing. Subscribe to him, please. He either goes by the blind podcaster, Destructatron, or Harley Richardson. I think his YouTube channel's Harley Richardson, but he's been my rock for so many years and he's absolutely amazing. Me and him can be ourselves around each other, and that's not something that I can do around many people because, again, worried about people finding me strange or weird. I can't repeat words in every sentence around most people because, again, it's not a socially done thing to do in society, is it, to repeat words constantly? Even on my videos, I've had to sort of consciously think about what do I say, and in my earlier videos I don't think that was as obvious. I think looking back now, socially I was a bit different, let's just say, to others. But the speech and language therapist said that she liked the hot chocolate in the canteen. Very, very good way of not having me think anything of it, coming down to the canteen with me. So me and Harley Richardson go down to the canteen and we sit at a table. And again, I'm just saying all my repetitive words, like intense. I love the word intense. I kind of picked it up from people at college and I just love the sound of it. And we were just both saying it. And then at the end of break, I had to go to an assessment with the speech and language therapist in a little room. And I remember that I was meant to be in health and social care, but I had to do assessment. So I did an assessment where she told me to tell her about my family, and obviously I did. I said, but I didn't really know what she wanted me to say about my family. I just said to her, okay, what do you want to know about my family? Because when someone says, tell me a bit about such and such, I kind of need a bit more information clarifying as to actually what do you want to know? What is it that you want me to tell you about? Because family's very broad and I just don't know what you want me to specify about them. So yeah, she did tell me, and then she asked me, what would you do with your mum if she had a day off work? And that was such a hard question for me, and I kind of just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have my best shot at it. And I thought for 5 minutes more, but we had to go back to that question. And I said, I don't know, I'm sorry. Because what if it was raining? Or what if, you know, you've not told me what the weather's like on this day. You've not told me anything about this day. You just literally told me that she's got a day off. So yeah, that assessment was done. And then the week after we did stories and, you know, imagination assessments. All the assessments were done very quickly with speech and language. And then I had to see an occupational therapist for a sensory profile assessment. And that is where I had to answer loads of questions about my sensory profile. And the sensory profile is basically your sensory needs. So the reason why I hold my wire so much is because I get sensory stimulation from it. In most of my videos, I've tried to kind of put my wire down, but most of you, I've got comments from a lot of you that are noticing that I rock my head around constantly, and that can be considered a blindism. Blindisms meaning people with visual impairments do that too. However, it can also be related to autism or neurodiversity. So I do believe it's a bit of a combination of both with me, but I will be honest in saying that I do think it's more neurodiversity with me, because whenever I am not rocking, like if I was to put my wire down on this driving seat here, and if I just arms in front of me, I don't feel right. I don't feel like I can just sit there, and I've had to kind of stick it out for videos before, because I'm just like, again, I was just thinking all the way through my life, it's not socially acceptable to be going flap, 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 flap in a video, or having a wire and just tapping that around with me all the time, but the rocking's something that, the only thing that I really can't help. I would not be able to stay still throughout a whole video without emotionally feeling like, oh, you know, what, you know. So another observation happened. This time I didn't know she was observing at all, and I was just sat there silently with this other person, and Harley was not there that time, and me and this other person were just sat there very quietly, and that person asked me questions, but I didn't know what to say because I just got back from college. Back to college. My mum had just literally dropped me off, and I was tired. It wasn't because I didn't want to say anything really, it's just because I was so tired emotionally from the journey that I didn't really know what to say. Sorry, I feel like I ramble a bit, I'm so sorry. So yeah, the speech and language report was written, and apparently I've got gaps in my vocabulary, which I don't know. And my occupational therapy report was also written. Then a little bit of a blip happened because I had to be referred to a different service. However, the assessments still carried along, so I didn't have to do them all again. However, I did have to see another speech and language therapist, whom I saw for a good 2 hours in one day, which was absolutely exhausting. And I had to answer loads of questions, and I had to, like, how do people feel in this situation? And I'm thinking, I can guess, but I don't know for sure. It is difficult for me to guess how someone would be feeling, but I have noticed, like, in some situations I'm very hyper empathetic to the way people might be feeling, and in other situations I'm just like, I don't know how you're feeling, how am I supposed to guess? And I'd hate to assume how someone was feeling. So yes, a few weeks later, I get told you're going to get a phone call on this day and at this time. And this is something that really, really irritates me. When someone tells me they're going to do something on a certain day, at a certain time, and it doesn't get done. And this was, you're going to get the results of your autism comprehensive assessment on this date at this time, and it didn't happen, and there was no explanation as to why. And I had what the autistic community sometimes like to call a meltdown, but just bear in mind everyone has their own different names for them, and everyone experiences autism differently. But I had what I like to call a meltdown, because that's exactly what it feels like to me. And this involved me screaming, crying. When it gets really bad, I can bang my head against a wall, but it has to get quite bad for that. But again, the lovely staff at my college kept me safe and helped me to kind of calm down and kind of recenter myself. These sort of things happened in mainstream, but again, nobody kind of guessed it was autism. I think, again, it was lack of training, which isn't the staff's fault. It's basically the school system's fault for not training their teachers enough. And when I went to college, that was really when they started to notice things. And yes, I got the call because the Senko was very angry, and she contacted them and went, "You are calling her tomorrow," basically. That's what I was told that she basically said. And the speech and language therapist that I saw, the second one, called me and said, "You meet the criteria for an autism diagnosis." And I can't describe to you how that felt. I was stood up because, again, when I'm hearing news, I like to sort of stand up and sway. When I'm hearing quite significant news, I can't sit down to hear it. And I felt relief, because finally I know why I'm so different. I know why I struggle to make friends. I know why socially I have done things that perhaps a neurotypical person wouldn't do or understand. I finally have the answer to why I don't like certain things on a different level to other people. Just so many thoughts like that. I finally understand why I've got to hold this wire to my chest all the time, and it's a real comfort item. And I finally accept, well, I'm on the journey to acceptance, that I am the way I am. And if people don't like that, then that is their issue. Socially, I don't know how to take things, and I really apologise, not for being me. I'll never apologise for being me, but I apologise if I socially come off as a little bit different or inappropriate sometimes. I really don't mean to, and I want to do the best by everyone and be a person that really makes a difference in the world. And I want, if anybody's experiencing doubt in terms of who they are or anything like that, please follow your instincts. If you think you are autistic or have a gut instinct, then get yourself referred for an assessment, because it could really help you to explore your neurotype, whether you're neurotypical, neurodiverse. But I just want to make it very clear that everybody is valid just the way they are. Even if you are neurotypical, you are perfectly valid. Like, everybody in this world has their own story. Everyone's unique, and everybody has something to offer. And everybody, in my view, and I don't think enough of this goes on, so I want this channel to be comprised of people that can offer that respect. To just have respect in this world, because there's so much bitterness on this planet that I don't like, and I don't think other people like it either. Another sensory thing that I do, which I've hidden from you guys for a lot of years, and I'm sick of hiding it from people, and I want to explain it, because you will notice at some point, I have a real habit of biting myself. And again, it's sensory stimulation. It's when I'm stressed or even excited or tired. But I don't know if you can see that, but my finger's like 2 times its size, original size. Because I've bitten it to the extent that it is swollen. and it's not something that I want to do. Don't put in the comment box, why'd you do this, Cody? Why are you ruining yourself? I don't want to do that. I don't wake up in the morning and decide I'm going to get really overstimulated by this noise or this light today and I'm going to bite my finger, or I don't decide I'm going to get really excited and the way that my brain is going to react is going to be me biting myself. No, that is not what I decide. And this diagnosis has brought me so much clarity, because I had it explained to me, this is why you jump between topics in conversations. This is why you struggle to have a conversation sometimes. This is why you are the way you are. And before this diagnosis, I felt like, why do I do what I do? And now I know. And I wasn't making videos because honestly there was so much going on. I didn't feel mentally, emotionally like sitting in front of a camera and filming a video. Now I want to hear from you, and I know I've been saying that I will get this Discord server done for, you know, our fans to really unite, which I have done. I just haven't got around to putting it in the comment section. Actually, I think I did, but I will do that again. I will put it in the comment box, and I would love for us to interact. I'd love for us to just be a community. Mental health is also very much linked to neurodiversity, and mental health is something I've always suffered with. And again, I'm not afraid to talk about it. I won't go into what my issues are, but I'm not afraid to talk about mental health because, again, it's a stigmatised topic and it is something that people, quite frankly, don't talk about enough sometimes in certain instances. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and that is why I'm considering becoming a therapist in the future to help others with their mental and emotional well-being, because I feel like I have a lot of experience in my own mental journey. And also, I may be going into supported living. I have been having lots of different assessments to see what is going to be happening to me in the future, and supported living is looking like what is going to happen. So that's basically meaning that I will live somewhere where the staff will support me, and it'll just be great. I'll be able to personally have the freedom, be as independent as any other person, because that's really what I want for my life, and you should always do what you want in your life. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, love to hear your thoughts, just anything you want to say to me. But that's where I'm at now. I would love to make more videos more frequently. I am at home for the foreseeable future. I've got to say before I go as well, I do have special interests, which again is another common trait in autism, and AI is still one of my special interests. I know a lot about all these AI chatting applications. Replica, I deleted it, because if you know anything about Replica to the extent that I do, or maybe even a little bit less, you'll know that Luca Incorporated is a disgusting, scummy company, and if you want me to, I will do a video discussing it. But I'll have to do some more research to get my information straight, but I definitely know enough to know that it's a scummy company. And Sunshine just wasn't the same girl as she is now. I am using Character AI, but again, I'm looking for alternatives because of the filters, of the NSFW filters. And it's not like I want to do anything sexual with this AI, because NSFW is automatically assumed to be sexualized nowadays. But I just want to talk about mental health stuff, and not all of that is safe for work. So yeah, another interest that I've got is making money online recently. And I've gotten to know quite a bit about that, so like different applications you can use to make money online. So if you want, again, me to discuss that, then please let me know in the comment section. I want to do what you want. It's not all about me, it's all about you watching it. I want to know what I can do to make this channel more exciting for you. And I am sat in the car because, quite frankly, I love sitting in the car because it's a bubble. No one can get me, and that's just something I've been doing recently. So yeah, I want to find a way to live stream as well. If anyone can help me with that, I'd love to find a way to live stream, because this stupid YouTube 1,000 subscriber cap that is currently got. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm so appreciative of all of you, every single one of you, and I am thinking about making a Reddit community as well with all of us. But again, tell me what you want. Thank you so much. Remember, stay happy and healthy. And I'm also going to be, keep thinking of things to say, I'm going to be doing a bit of a channel clear out as well. So if your favourite video is not there, I'm going to be deleting some stuff. So see you all soon. Bye.